In this video, I'll be covering some of the tips and strategies that you should be avoiding during Q4. Q4 is one of the most lucrative periods of the year, so make sure that you're doing the right things in order to make more money. Just before we get into the video, I do have an exciting announcement that Jenny Hansen-Lane and I will be teaming up again to host a masterclass called Do More in Q4. We've had success with the previous masterclasses that we've teamed up with, so we want to give you extra guidance heading into Q4. Now, last Q4, Jenny was able to hit nearly $20,000 during the month of October, November, and December. And what's even more impressive, that even into January, she was able to earn over $11,000 in a month. And this showcases the huge potential for sales and the demand that's in Q4. But we also want to set you up for success for the rest of the year. So this masterclass will include time-saving book creation tips. And with this, we are already approaching Q4. So we want to show some tips that will help you create books faster. Then we've got proper goal setting. And this will give you clear, measurable objectives for each book that you create. And finally, book income growth strategies. And these will be proven strategies tailored specifically for Q4 success. Now, this incredible offer is available for $67 and we'll be running this masterclass on the 7th of September at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. However, there is a coupon code early Q4 that will make it $57 and that will be running until Sunday, the 3rd of September. Now, the first point that I want to mention that you need to be avoiding during Q4 is creating too many books. What a lot of publishers will like to do over this period is just spit out a lot of random books in different niches and just hope to get sales, rather than spending the time to validate niches and create quality books. So as an example, I found this niche on Amazon, the Koala coloring book. It's got only 316 results. And this low number of results at least puts us off to a great start, that we're not competing against too many books. However, most publishers will go and create a book from there instead of looking through the book's BSRs and validating the demand for this niche. So if we can take a look at a lot of these books, we can see that their BSRs are quite high in the millions. So this just shows that there is not a lot of demand for these types of books. And another good really indicator to take a look at is how recent books are selling. And we can see that a lot of these more recent books actually have quite high BSRs. So for me personally, there just isn't enough demand to justify creating this type of book. You really want to be spending your time finding keywords with low search results, low BSRs, and recent books that are selling well, and that's going to give you a much better chance of earning much higher royalties rather than creating a lot of different books in low demand niches. In the long run, quality will always beat quantity, so just spend your time validating your niches, which will actually save you time as you won't be creating books that aren't going to earn you a huge amount. The second thing you want to avoid creating around Q4 is seasonal books. Now, most of these niches are hugely saturated. You can see for Christmas coloring book, there are over 50,000 search results. And while a lot of these books may get really low BSRs during the Q4 period, they are not going to be making you sales over the rest of the year. So you might hit your first 1K month in December, but then in January you might drop all the way down to 200 if you are focusing on these types of books. And what you really want to be focusing on is building a sustainable portfolio of evergreen books that will give you consistent sales each month. As what's likely to happen is this is just going to compound over time. When I first started with Amazon KDP, you can see that most of my spikes would come in December as I did focus on seasonal books, but during the rest of the year, my income would drop severely. So during December 2020, I was able to sell over 500 units, but then I had a massive drop during the month of January. Similar to December 2021, I sold over 1,000 units, but again, there was a big drop in January. However, during Q4 in 2022, I decided to start creating more evergreen books instead of seasonal books. And the drop in January was a lot less than the previous years. And I've also been able to sustain and actually increase my income during the month of Q1, Q2, and Q3. And the third point I'll discuss is about worrying about running ads. Now, ads have been a huge benefit to my KDP business. It not only gives further exposure to my books, but the information and data that I'm able to get from it helps me to make changes that results in more sales. So I've been running ads in the UK market since 2020 and I've spent over £8,600, which has given me an ACOS of 20.28% and sales of over £42,000. I've actually been very conservative with my ads and all of this money has come from my earnings. And the more I've made, I've actually increased my ad spend over time. So if we go back to maybe around June 2021, when I'll probably say I started understanding ads and getting better at them, you can see that my spend was around £142 and had an ACOS of 17%. Whereas during Q4 in 2022 in October, I spent £366.06 with an ACOS of 22%. Then in November, I spent £598.13 with an ACOS of 18%. And then in December, I spent £564.75 with an ACOS of 16%. So I have been testing ads for a long time, learning what works, developing my strategies, and increasing my spend with my earnings. And this is something that Jenny definitely masters and she's got a lot of clear strategies about. She's been able to generate over 6 figures in sales, and this is something that will definitely provide more details and strategies during our Q4 masterclass. So make sure that you are locked in for the 7th of September. Further details will be in the description and we look forward to seeing you then.